Hello and welcome back to Dawgs TV. I'm your host, Joe McFarland of Alberta Dugout Stories. We're back with another series of videos we're dubbing the Coaches Roundtable. Over the next 3 episodes, we'll be sitting down with the Okotoks Dawgs coaching staff to reminisce about the 2019 championship run. Oh, how memorable that was, as well as talk about the challenges of 2020. And we'll look ahead to the 2021 campaign as well, as we hopefully get to see a return of Western Canadian Baseball League action. Joining us now is head coach Mitch Schmidt, as well as assistant coaches Dave Robb, Andy Peterson, and Joe Sergent. Gents, thanks so much for joining us here. I want to start off talking about 2019 in particular, and a great season capped off with the championship run. Mitch, we'll start with you. Were you feeling any pressure heading into that pre-COVID 2020 campaign, trying to up the ante because you knew you had targets on your backs?
To be honest, I did. That's, the year before in 18 was my first year up there. And I kind of knew what was going on. Obviously DR, Andy, and Joe had been there before. And we brought a good group of guys in. But what we did is we didn't have those closers to finish things out at the end. We had to bring a couple extra guys in. And I really didn't know that. And, it's like I said before, that was on me. It wasn't on anybody else, because I'm the one that brought in the majority of the guys. I'm the one that made the majority of the decisions on the changes on the roster. But when I finally understood it, I was like, okay, here you go. And, we had some great conversations all summer long in 2018. And literally the day after we lost out in 2018, we sat in the coach's office and we broke down what we needed and what we didn't need. And honestly, got vital information from everybody. And we brought in the guys we needed. And that's why 2019 we were so successful, because we knew it. And if you see us coach together, it's completely different than it is anywhere else. Andy's got his job, Joe's got his job, DR's got his, and I've got mine. But it's each the guys, you'll see there's cliques. There's groups of guys that hang out with me. There's groups of guys that hang out with Andy, groups of guys that hang out with DR, groups of guys that with Joe. But when it all comes down, when we got on that bus, when we're in the locker room, we're all together. And that was the thing is we brought the right guys in that were team first guys. They were all me, pick me. I'm going to prove to my teammates that they want me on the hill. They want me at the bat when tough gets going. And Joe suggested some of those guys. Andy did, DR did. It was a collaborative effort. And so there was pressure on us, but we were ready for it. We understood. And that comes from DR being up there for how many years are you up there now, DR?
Well, I started with him in 2004. So yeah, 15 years.
He's been there a long time. He knows what it's about. Joe's been there a long time. Hey, Andy's got a lot of time up there too. And the thing is we all value each other. And when the kids saw that we valued each other as coaches, they valued each other as players. And that's what it made it so much easier.
I wanted to ask Dave about that specifically because you've been around for a while. What was different about this last year, the 2019 campaign, versus other years and other championships that you had won with the Dawgs?
Well, this was probably a little bit more special because it had been so long and people were anticipating year after year after year, and we'd always made the playoffs. And then there was a disappointment, and it was so in that way it was kind of extra special. And then I guess the other thing is that probably more than anything, and the one year we did in 2009, we won it on the road, but this one, it was a matter of if we would have played. Lost one of those games, we would have had to go back to the Giant. And this way here, we not only won the championship, but we won it at home. And they had the opportunity to celebrate right with us at that particular time. So it was special for sure. And I think more so just because it had been kind of that drought, and everybody knew that we were good. Everybody was disappointed. And then we all, including the town of Okotoks, had a chance to really celebrate.
Andy and Joe, you heard what Mitch had to say about your impacts on that roster. What did it mean to have that kind of I'll call it equal say in the room, being able to kind of have your input and to know that it's valued and to know that you don't have to kind of stay in the shadows and just quote unquote do your job?
Go ahead, Joe.
I'll go first. Okay. No, it was awesome, especially being on the pitching side, right? So, I mean, every decision I got to make on the pitching side was all me, right? So Mitch gave me the complete freedom to do that, and I really valued that, being able to do that. So, I mean, it is even great because, like, he started doing that in 2018, and then to begin that 2019 season, they're all in the World Series, all of them. So I was by myself up here. So, and during that time, we didn't know like who we were getting, because like we recruited a good roster, and the bad news about recruiting a good roster is that they're still playing when the year starts. So we're kind of running a 18-man skeleton crew until the whole team shows up. And but Mitch just said, "Hey, go, give them everything you got." And I was fully expecting to go I was like, if we can go 2-4, 3-3, until everybody shows up, we're going to do our job. And we ended up going 6-0. So I was pretty pumped when I was able to give over the reins to Mitch and everyone got here. So it was one of those things where that freedom that we can do anything we want and not have to worry about like kind of someone looking over our back, really, really helped us, especially it showed in years.
Andy?
Yep. Nope. And I mean, I think the whole idea of not stepping on each other's toes, there's none of that here with us. We all work together pretty well, whether it's in game, in practice, all that. What's the batting practice plan? Are we going to steal here? Are we going to bunt here? It's it's cool. Mitch gives us the freedom, like you said, of every once in a while, if you got a feeling, go ahead. Absolutely. And if it's a big situation, we take a timeout, we go talk about it and, get the right plan in place. Not too often are we disagreeing on each other and all that. I remember Mitch wanted to run, what was that play? He ran it was like a double steal on a bunt or something like that. I was like,
it was this double steal.
And it worked. Of course, it worked.
Second and third, lay a bunt down. Basically, we were going to score both runs.
Yeah,
because they were going to come up and they were just going to be just clustered. And Andy just kind of looked at me and he goes, "Really?" And I turned and I looked and I explicitly said, "Yes, it's going to work." And the players are standing there looking at us, and the hitter just was like, "All right, I'll get it down." And guess what? We scored both runs.
Explicitly was the best way you could have put that. But no, I mean, the way we can all work together, we all trust each other, it makes it real easy for our guys.
That'll do it for the first installment of the Coaches Roundtable. As mentioned, we have 2 more episodes still to come, so keep it locked on all of the Dawgs social media channels for the updates. And of course, you can head on over to dawgsbaseball.ca and bookmark it so you don't miss any of the updates, regardless of what they may be. Until next time, thanks for checking out Dawgs TV.